Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ. Welcome back to our daily show. We did this last time. We just start talking, and I forget to turn the microphone on.
We got all the great stuff to talk about. So yes,
I saw this post on social media. Corey messaged me immediately, said, "You got to check this out." This is pretty damn cool, man. So the idea is to have a haunted dinner theater in Alton.
Yes, that is the plan. It's the working title. Our sort of the business plan actually encompasses more variety arts, but still as a dinner theater.
Yeah.
So it would be an attraction for, not just people in Alton, obviously, and that's who it's for, but also to bring, for tourists. We're getting more tourism every year, more people coming in from far and wide.
Yeah.
And we have, for people who may not know, so I run a company called Freak Show Deluxe. Mm-hmm. We're based out of Hollywood. This is Freak Show Deluxe's 23rd year in business this year.
That's incredible.
And we have performed all over the country. We've done some stuff around the world. So we have connections to all of these different people. And I've already gotten people that said, hey, if you open the place, we'll absolutely, come and perform. And sometimes you just hang out.
So cool.
So to have that sort of celebrity and that sort of, that sort of idea that it's something people are interested in. And when we pitched the idea in Alton, especially some of the, the business people and such, the real interest of something aimed at tourists that will bring them here, keep them here, because we want to put it, we've been eyeing some locations in the flats.
Yeah.
Everyone knows where the flats is, right? Okay. And we've been looking at locations there, and there are several places,
nice
no
places.
less than 3, that are great. We can sort of make them in our image, which people are going to dig. It's very hometown, kind of image, and we want to fit it in with the theme of the town, and we want to just bring people in. So where we're at now, so we're looking at locations. We got some things planned out. We have some people who've dedicated that said, yes, I'm dedicated onto the team to do it now. So now it's, we're looking for venture capitalists, essentially.
Yeah.
So, and we're looking for people to invest in this, and we'd love for, as many people from Alton who want to, big dollars, small dollars.
You're on the right show. We've had some fat checks wrote on this show.
Nice.
Who would want to be a part of this? This is what, so when I thought about this, this is just how my brain thinks. I went back to because my parents and I, we did this European tour and all that. It was
right.
Beautiful. And, gone to London a couple of times, but this thing that stands out is in the European tour going through Paris was going by the Moulin Rouge, and you're seeing those folks out there in the windows and they're hanging out. And that's immediately, not even lying to you, what my thought went for this dinner theater. We have Alton Little Theater, and they are the best. I love what they do, but to have this where it's more of, a difference where you're bringing in different entertainers from around the country and you're adding to that scene, I can see this being a really big attraction point for the entertainment side of things.
Yes. And, the thing with Alton is, and now we only moved to Alton 2 years ago.
You're still a newer arrival.
We're still a new guy, sight unseen, because I don't know if I told you that. We didn't, my partner Alice came and looked at the house the day before she signed the paperwork.
You did tell me that.
That was the most we'd ever done. But we have we have loved living here so much. It's been, and everyone in towns has their issues with other people. It's a normal thing.
Yeah.
We're used, we're absolutely used to it. She and I both grew up in small towns. That were both, I think, a little smaller than Alton, but we've lived in LA and Long Beach and New York.
Oh, wow, yeah.
All these different places, all these big cities. So the joy of having, and how many of Alton just has so many great restaurants,
right?
Great bars. The local music scene is absolutely phenomenal.
100%.
And there's so there's a lot for that, and the Alton Little Theater,
Right. Oh, it's amazing.
It's amazing. They do great work.
I kept saying this, Tom. I said, man, we're in the middle of a renaissance here. No one's really opening up their eyes and promoting it. I mean, yeah, we do, but not in the way that I think we could.
Right.
Because we have artists of all backgrounds and interests, and whether it's music, painting, crafting, you name it. To add this would, I think, be a catalyst in some way to that downtown portion of that growth, but also just the region, because there's tons of talented folks around. The kids right now are kicking butt and taking names, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing.
Oh, right. Now, I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about this, but my son, now both my kids went to my daughter still goes to Marquette.
Oh,
my
really
son
cool. Okay.
graduated in May. Thank goodness. We never thought it was going to happen. I'm totally teasing you, kid. It was great. But he had been going to this place called the G Spot. You ever hear about it?
No, I haven't.
It's called that because it was hard to find. Don't worry about that. That's not important right now. What's important is that it was like basically a little like underground music scene in Alton. And
I do know what you're talking, because I've seen that. Okay.
It was phenomenal.
Yeah, I do know exactly what you're talking about.
He would send us videos and stuff, and we were like, I wish that this had been the thing when I was a kid, but they just have with social media and stuff, they can make those connections. And I'm like,
it's amazing.
It's unbelievable. It really is great. Hey, for folks who are worried that kids are just spending too much time sitting at home, playing video games and being on the internet, the kids are all right.
They're fine.
It'll be okay.
They'll be just fine. Guess what? Guess who else was saying that? Your grandparents and parents about you. We're all going to be fine. And that's what, getting back into this is why adding this component is, I think, such a great growth potential. It really is. I mean, yeah, there's always things that could happen, but I'm telling you, with your background and the network that you and Alice have developed over the years, and also it just seems like right off the bat, man, hundreds of people were like, yes, not just yes, they were saying, hell yes, we want this.
Let us know more details. Tell us more stuff. How's this going to work? And so, yes. And that is now to convince some of the, other people there were, because it's taken a little bit of time to sort of figure it out. We've looked at stuff like all over. It takes
a long time.
And talked to friends. And I have, of course, the bonus is I've had friends who have opened venues. There's a place in just south of Cincinnati that is called Burkus Brewery. And my friend, who had been a Ringling Brothers clown, had bought this old theater and then, got all the lead paint out of it, got all the asbestos out of it, and converted it into a theater, a circus school, brewery. Because he had a big brewery and they brewed their own beer. And so tap room and all this kind of stuff. And then brought over one of his clown buddies from Italy, and they taught him how to make pieces, and they built a whole Italian piece thing. Unbelievable work.
Well, I'll add on to that. Now that my head's spinning here a little bit, think about what you could do for those performers here locally with classes and workshops with all. Because I mean, in pro wrestling is the same thing. I had to travel to Austin, Texas to learn.
Right.
I had to, St. Louis has great schools, but to really get that notoriety and all of that, you got to fly and go all these places.
Yeah. Yes, you do.
What you could bring in here with you and Alice and everybody else on the team, that's incredible. I mean, that's what you can really, I think, hold high over anything else, is that you're getting this next generation of performers ready too.
Exactly. And it will be great for people who are, for kids who are adults who are interested. Is we're talking, I mean, the main focus at the initial outset was to be a magic theater. Have you ever heard about the Magic Castle in Hollywood, California?
I have not. I've heard of it. I've never been.
The Magic Castle is a phenomenal place. They bought they were looking for a place for magicians to hang out and stuff, and then bought it. It's been featured in several movies. It's a very known place, but it's a dinner theater, and then you go to see the shows, and they'll have 5-6 different stages a night going with different kinds. There's a close-up room with guys doing close-up stuff. There's the Peller. So Freak Show Deluxe, my company, has performed there a number of times. We were the first non-member, non-magic show to be allowed to perform there. They were doing a thing about summer festivals and stuff. So they're like, it's very fair. You guys, come in. And the people I worked with were phenomenal. I would not have been. They really helped make things like that as they are today.
I didn't realize, though. I mean, that's a huge notion, because especially it's no different than the comedy club thing. If you're able to go out in there and perform, you're doing something right.
Yeah, exactly. So And then Milt Larson, who created it and owned the entire interior and stuff, and his daughter does right now. I think his estate does. It doesn't matter. That's not important. What's important is we are looking at this place. Our idea is to become the Magic Castle of the Midwest.
Brilliant. I honestly,
several stages, several bars, the dinner theater. Like, you could come anytime. You know, bring your friends. It's entertaining. Have your corporate event. Do your birthday party. Whatever you want to do. But we're not talking. Just pulling the string out of the whatever. We're not just talking about that. And we're not. While there may be, you'll get to see some of the greatest like sideshow performers come through. You'll get to see that, but it won't be the thing all the time. So there'll always be something different to see. It'll always be, and the hope. So this is what I would really like. There's so many ideas and things that we've been, 100%. That are in the plan, which runs in phases and increments. So the plan is to secure the building, number one, and then the building serves as the what do you call it? The thing that sort of backs up the investors. So the collateral. Yeah. So people invest real quick. For those of you who are interested, we're looking at, fingers crossed, the plan is a 50% return on your investment within 5 years.
Whoa.
That is the plan.
That's pretty nice.
It is pretty nice. It's not it is. And as things are going right now, like it's pretty good.
But you know what? Regardless of returns and all of that, because I get it. Money's money and business is business. But let me just say this. I am so tired of people going, well, we need this. We need this. This is your active opportunity to do something. And just like, you're going to take a risk. Guess what? The people that you're dogging for having a business took that risk already. What I'm saying? So I think the point's negated because this is somebody's opportunity that someone is openly saying, I have the connections, contacts, the plan, we have it, but we need a little bit of some support. This is it. You
have to have the buy-in. It really makes a difference if you have the skin in the game, 100%. As it were. And there's another perk too. For the investors, and I think we're looking at like $1,000 and above. You get your head in a jar behind the bar.
No way.
I got a picture of it. I'll send it to you too.
Please send it because we'll use it for the article.
Stick it to the thing and be like, this could be you.
We'll put it in the article. Now, how do these that's a great point. How do these investor levels work?
So what we're looking at is we're sort of, if people want to make a donation and every single thing is appreciated, it will be used. We can tell you what your donation is for. We're looking at a complete transparency. The idea at this juncture has been that any kind of think of it as this. If you're an investor, then that kind of, that puts you in the board. Yeah. And each investment would have X amount of like votes to it. Now understand that you've also got a team who is coming in specifically to do it. So let's not get crazy.
Good point. No, that's a good point.
But then this becomes a place. I mean, how cool to bring your friends in and be like, oh, yeah, I'm an investor here. No, pay full price. You don't get a discount. Like pay full price. I need to make my money back on this.
You know what's amazing, though? Think about this. How many times has someone said you can invest for $1,000?
No, not often.
Very rarely.
I'll tell you what. There's been a crowdfunding thing. Crowdfundings were always like, give me your money. But to do this where it's like, oh no, you are going to invest.
Yeah, no, you have to have it this way.
Is the, there's a Scottish football team. So, and the Caledonia Braves that I have invested like my measly $100 or whatever in. But now, don't think I'm not a huge fan of the Caledonia Braves, who I've never seen a match from, but we're doing really well.
You're right, though.
It's just the pride of like, this is my team.
Well,
imagine if you could have gotten in on the ground floor of like the St. Louis Cardinals.
Oh, God, yeah. I'll tell you this. I got one for you. About a year and a half ago, someone on LinkedIn, because, everyone always sends you those BS messages.
Oh, yeah.
We'd love you to join this advisory board. And, exactly. And so I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm like, it's a little bit boring on a Tuesday, so I'm effing with the guy a little bit and just say, oh, yeah, no, you'll have a say on the board and all this for this new soccer team in Chicago. I swear to God, that team, it's like like some D2 team, but apparently they're a feeder team now for the Chicago Red Bulls or whatever. It's incredible. I'm like, or Chicago Fire, whatever they call it. Amazing. So I lost out on that one. See what happens when
it happens. It happens. I'll tell you. But even everybody who puts in, I mean, obviously you're going to be like, hey, these are the people who made this happen. Our business model is dependent on the people of Alton having buy-in and saying, I want this. This is why succeed.
I think it's such a good idea and why I jumped on it when I saw the post, because I thought, you know what, this is not just an individual saying, here's my plan. It's you're going to need a team. We have our ideas. We have our core team, but this is your point. This is your option to really join this and really be a part of the artistic scene, because I'm telling you, that Grand Theater, everyone was so upset, right?
Right.
But now think about this. You might not get the Grand Theater in the next year, and that's not bringing up, I'm not trying to rehash anything, but you get an entertainment facility with this investment that everyone wanted already. So utilize that.
And then the idea is then that because that will be there, well, now there's this new element, and then there's this new element, and it starts bringing in more and more things. So then by the time the Capitol Theater opens, it's going to be, doing well. Yeah. There will be because, the places we're looking at we're not looking at the Capitol Theater.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, I wish when we first got to town, people were like, you should talk about the Capitol Theater. I'm like, that is outside of that is way bigger than I'm ready for by any stretch. And we've had we have had such a great time. I got to work with Alton Little Theater, which was awesome. We performed at the Farmers Market. We did the grand reopening for Mississippi Hippie and Brass Monkey. And we've just gotten to do those little bits. My daughter has been playing Charlotte Lenore, had done her album, has been doing some gigs out, is booking a lot more, is ready to work actually with a studio in Wood River. We've been talking with them, and everyone's just trying to coordinate schedules to record her new album of originals.
It's incredible.
So, we've gotten to do a ton of stuff here, and but we want to be careful because we don't want to overstay. We don't and I did a ton of stuff at the Performing Arts Center.
But you know what? I think it's really cool because you really have an understanding. I think just to the couple of years you've been, because ideas are great, and sometimes when you throw it all out there, you get some pushback. But man, this wasn't. This was set out in a way that was all community focused. And it's 9:54. Can we take a quick break and come back? That way we can summarize what we're talking about here and get it all ready for this big, beautiful article on RiverBender.com.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Linux system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox, innovation never felt so good.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
I had an amazing experience with Dr. Haug and her team. I came here when I was 10 years old to get my braces on. Now I'm 28 years old, braces off, and I get so many compliments on my smile. It's helped me thrive in my career as a news reporter, and also as Miss Missouri USA, I took the stage with confidence, knowing my smile was gonna make me look like $1 million. I've never felt better and more confident because of my smile.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Then that time I went and said goodbye. Now I'm back and not ashamed to cry. Ooh, baby, here I am, signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours. Here I am, baby. Oh, you got me feeling shaking.
Okay, sorry. We just start talking and then I forget the track of time. Okay, but back to the meat of back to the meat of the conversation here. You have this great idea. Haunted Alton Dinner Theater is the running name.
The working title. We're still working.
But I think it's just talking to you. It's really just an incubator and a hub for so much of the entertainment scene.
It'll be, the plan is, a theater, a theater, a restaurant, a bar, and lounge. So these, all of these components come together. The dinner theater is an aspect of it. We opened a theater in LA. My partner and I did. We were in Ohio, and I was running outdoor drum, and that's how Freak Show Luck started. And then we moved out to LA in 2004 before the birth of our son. And within 6 months of moving there, we opened a theater. It was ridiculous. Kid on the way. I don't know how we did it, but we opened this theater, and then we kept it open for a good year, and then the company was getting so many bookings, and it wasn't even that old of a company. We couldn't run a theater and tour around.
Right.
So we had to make the decision, and the decision was to close the theater. But I'll tell you what, that theater was very successul. And I mean very successful as in, like, we broke even the first year. We did great stuff. And that we happened to be, we were in the right place at the right time, because it happened to be the first year of America's Got Talent. About a quarter to a third of the acts were on America's Got Talent that first year had been at our theater in the previous 6 months.
Incredible.
Well,
and it's just providing opportunities, man. And because no one realizes around here, it's great to be an accountant and go do those things, but some people,
important. We're looking for
them. We are. But some people just have a passion for entertainment and they want to do these things, but the places they go, and you know this 10 times better than me. If you go to LA, there's about 100 vultures ready to take you for lunch.
Correct.
But here you have a group, just from meeting you, knowing you, that's more supportive, that can tell you about those things if you're starting, that could be that safeguard. There's so many different components to this outside of the dinner theater.
Absolutely.
So important.
And for those who are like, well, I don't know, do you have the experience to do this? So I've been performing since the age of, it's been a long time. It's been a long time. My parents had a traveling show, and I performed with them from when I was little.
Wow.
I have a master's in theater, and I also have run several theaters. Freak Show Deluxe did have a residency at a Tim Burton themed dinner theater in Hollywood.
Incredible.
We were there for about 3 years.
Wow.
And we learned a lot of what to do and what not to do, and what works and what doesn't. So, that's the kind of thing we're looking at. And I hope to offer the opportunity for, hey, I got this idea to do a show, or I got this idea to do a thing that maybe, one of the wonderful band venues in town, because there's some good ones, who will be like, it's not really our thing.
Exactly.
Maybe it's our thing.
Well, and that's community, right?
Yeah.
And that's the true meaning of it, where it's like, hey guys, we'd love to have you guys shooting fire off in here, but the fire marshal will literally kill us because we can hold.
Literally kill us. Yes.
So call them. It's just things like that. And I'm not saying fire specifically, but venue sizes
absolutely.
and things.
I mean, somewhere someone wants to do a show where they tear their way out of a big plastic garbage bag and a silver unitard, and I'm like, this is going to be, and hopefully that for people who come to it regularly, because that's the plan, is that like, well, the food's good and the drinks are good and the atmosphere is great. The show might be a little wacky, but we're going to have a good time.
Now, has there ever been a thought in your mind, and I'm sure there has been, a discussion, is comedy going to stay away from the theater, or are you going to think about adding stand-up? Because that's an interesting tightrope to walk, it seems like, in this area, where some venues do very, very well, and then others do not well at all.
And I think that is a big component on the kind of people that you get.
Yeah.
And we do have, I mean, I don't want to drop some big names, but we have some people that we know. Would they be interested in coming to Alton doing that? Maybe. I mean, I talk up Alton everywhere I go. And in fact, currently I have a bunch of the people I've worked with who have run these other theaters and stuff like that. When I pitched them the idea, well, they're all going to be for a big conference. We're all going to be at a big conference in St. Louis in February, the Trans World Haunted Attractions Conference and Convention, which is, it's so awesome. Even you don't have to be a big Halloween nerd and geek like me. Like, it's just awesome that we're going to be at. And I'm like, hey, when you guys are here, we're all going to meet up and we're going to drive across the 20 minutes across the river, and we're going to go, and we may even take the train. We're going to take the train over because you can do that. It takes you right there.
It's true.
And like, hey man, we're fed by the train system. We're fed by, all of this kind of thing.
Well, that's what I think. So, and I'm sorry getting excited about this, but this is where I get so frustrated with people. They're like, oh, Idaho or all these places, Indiana. Hell with that. You're literally in the biggest transportation hub in the country. You got trains, you got boats, you got whatever, airplanes.
Gateway to the rest of the gateway to the West.
This is it. This is the geographical spot to be. You're cutting airplane time in half no matter what side of the country you're on. It's brilliant.
And again, that was one of the reasons that we came to Alton.
Was it
because
really?
we're like, we've got to go, we're like, I got to be in New York. I got to be in Oklahoma. I got to be in Atlanta, North Carolina. Yeah. Like, it's a lot easier to go from here. It's a lot easier to fly in the cast and company from LA, load up the stuff and head out.
Yeah.
So that's the key. So
we've been talking for a little bit of time now. How do we invest in this? What are the ways we can do it?
There is to see the easy read write up and stuff like that, there is a GoFundMe online, which I'll give you the address for, so it can be posted.
I'll give you that.
Okay, perfect. And you can go to the GoFundMe, and if you want to, people have been throwing like some cash at it. So thank you to every one of the people who's already donated money to you. Heart right there. You guys are awesome. And then I believe you can contact me from there, and I hope that you will, to get the prospectus and to get the full business plan. Oh, look at that.
Look at that. There's the logo. Let me zoom out a little bit. Look at that. There's it in all of its glory. That looks good. See,
that could be pretty cool.
I put a filter on myself to get rid of the acne and city miles. So I'm like a Honda Accord, man. There's a lot of character in this thing. But let's take you to the GoFundMe now, too. We'll go zoom in. This is where you can see all the information. It just started. People are already donating to this. But this is just a wonderful opportunity. We'll link everything online.
And like I said, go look at it, read it. If you'd like, if you're thinking, I kind of want to do a bigger amount, or I don't want to take, anyone who's on it right now and we're tracking it, we'll have like, okay, so you are in at this amount. We know that. All the classic, we want to pay respect to every single person who believes in this idea. And, and there will be other perks as an investor, right? Not just your head behind the bar, which is huge.
I want that.
I got people coming just
I'm telling you, I'm in.
What? I'm in. I'm in. That's worth the lowest level
Thomas,
investment.
where's my head? Oh, it's that hefty bag in the jar over there.
It's the one with the paper bag over it. Scaring the kids.
We couldn't find your video filter. But this is cool, man. What I think is amazing about this is you've detailed this word for word. And I highly challenge anybody that has an idea to do that, because sometimes they think the community says no, but it's just the community doesn't have that much information to make that decision. And you guys did. This is top to bottom. Here's what we're looking to do.
And we're very excited. And I do have a short form business plan, and I do have, then I have the full prospectus, which I've sent to. There are people who are interested outside of Alton.
Yeah.
But not because they want to come in and change Alton. They're like, this sounds really cool.
We just want to add to it.
And I want to make some money. And then, except I'm like, I'm going to fund this because I want to see what happens. Like give you enough rope to hang yourself kind of thing. I'm like, done. I'll take it. I'm really excited. I mean, this is something that Alice and I have been working on for a long time.
Yeah.
We met in 2000 and she says 4, I say 3. We had met and had became partners in life and business. We could not have done any of the things. Freak Show Deluxe would not have had the success it's had without her.
Oh, without
and getting us through a pandemic event. I don't know
how you guys did that. Even talking to you the first time you came on, hearing that is just amazing. But not to cut you off, but we do have to keep moving down the show. We're playing a conversation. My favorite one I do, it normally is on December 7th, but we aren't going to be broadcasting that day. Bob Bryan's 101, 102. He's still a practicing attorney upstairs. Nice. Most incredible story ever. He was a prisoner of war during World War II. And he gets shot out of the sky. And he tells the story, and you'll hear it on this conversation. The reason he did was because his pilots in his squad were out drinking the night before, and he had to fill in because somebody was too sick to get on the plane. And he tells us about the story. It's an incredible thing.
Oh, my gosh. Well, thank you for your service, and I'm looking forward to hearing these stories.
This is super cool.
That's amazing.
It's really cool. But we'll link everything about what Thomas is doing with this Haunted Alton Dinner Theater, working title. This will change. And Thomas, before I let you go, anything else, man? Any closing speech?
A closing speech?
Yeah, any closing monologue? What's the overview? What's the elevator pitch?
I'll tell you what, there is no ceiling to what we can do. We are talking about a place that's going to bring people in from all over the country specifically to see it, and every other business and everything else is going to do better because of it. There will be opportunities for, especially for locals to become individual members, like free entry, tickets,
really cool.
Tickets, all kinds of things. Yeah. So the idea is in the most haunted small town in America needs to have this most haunted dinner theater. And you're gonna love it. And I would love to do nothing more than meet with you and tell you all about it in person and answer any question that you might have.
Ready for